The Dog Gelert, a story from Wales, told by Alistair Daniel. Long ago, when the land of Wales was covered in forest, and life was short, and the world was a dangerous place, there lived a great prince, Prince Llewellyn. Prince Llewellyn lived in a grand house on a high hill, with his wife and his beautiful baby boy and his faithful hound, a hunting dog called Gelert. Wherever Prince Llewellyn went, his faithful hound, his hunting dog Gelert, went with him. His hunting dog Gelert, his faithful hound, was Prince Llewellyn's best friend, his most trusted friend. One day, Prince Llewellyn had to leave his grand house and travel to a meeting of the princes of Wales. His wife was to go with him, and so Prince Llewellyn looked at his faithful hound, his hunting dog Gelert. He held the head of the dog in his hands, and he said, "My faithful hound, my hunting dog Gelert, my wife and I must go to the meeting of the princes of Wales, and so we leave our beautiful baby boy here in our grand house on this high hill, and we leave you, Gelert, our friend. You must protect him. You must guard our beautiful baby boy with your life." And Prince Llewellyn and his wife left the house, closing the door behind them. That night, Prince Llewellyn and his wife returned to the house, but as they rode their horses up the hill to the grand house, they saw the door of the house was open. Prince Llewellyn jumped from his horse and ran to the open door. He looked into his house. Everything was upside down. The tables were turned over. The chairs were on their sides. The tapestries that should have been on the walls were on the ground. And everywhere there was blood. So much blood. Prince Llewellyn stood staring at the room. And then he saw the bed of his child, his beautiful baby boy. He ran to the bed and looked in it. There were only sheets, sheets covered in blood. Prince Llewellyn took the sheets from his baby boy's bed and held them, and then he heard a scream. Prince Llewellyn turned around and saw his wife standing in the open doorway. She was looking into the room, and she was pointing at the dog Gelert. Prince Llewellyn looked at his faithful hound, his dog, with blood dripping from its mouth. Prince Llewellyn's heart broke. He gave his baby, his beautiful child, to this animal. Prince Llewellyn took his sword. He looked into the eyes of the beast Gelert, and he killed it. The dog fell to the ground dead, and Prince Llewellyn lifted the dead body in his arms and carried it out of the house. As he carried the dead body of the dog through the open door, Prince Llewellyn saw blood on the ground. Blood on the ground going away from the house. Suddenly the body of his dog, the faithful hound Gelert, felt heavy. As he walked with the body of the hound, following the blood down the path, he heard another scream from his wife. But this was not the scream of pain. This was a scream of joy, of happiness. Prince Llewellyn turned back and looked at the house, and there, standing in the open doorway, was his wife, holding his beautiful baby boy, alive and well. "He was behind the bed," cried Prince Llewellyn's wife. "He was hidden behind the bed." Prince Llewellyn turned and looked at the body of his hound, and his heart grew heavy. He followed the blood on the path. The blood left the path and went into some trees. And still carrying the body of the dog, Prince Llewellyn followed the blood into the trees, and saw lying dead on the ground the body of a great wolf. A wolf that had entered his home. A wolf that wanted to take his beautiful baby boy. A wolf that had been killed by his faithful hound, the dog Gelert. Prince Llewellyn took the body of the dog Gelert and laid it in the ground. But he did not just cover the body with earth. Yes, Gelert was an animal, only a dog, but Prince Llewellyn gave him the grave of a prince, the grave of a faithful friend. And how do I know this story? And how can I tell it to you? Because I was told this story by my mother when I sat next to that grave, looking at that stone when I was a child. And that is the story of the dog Gelert, and that is how I have told it to you.